Hello, welcome to ArtSwarm, episode 3 of series 2. ArtSwarm is a show where we showcase strange things people have made. Videos, soundscapes, poems, just something original that you've not seen before. Everything we show is something that's a brand new world premiere, which is what makes ArtSwarm special. It's all about trying new things. It's about encouraging creativity. We always have a theme, and yes, it's wood this week. We're going to begin with a soundscape and a videoscape called D3 by Taylor Schofield, which is a rich, deep, warm water sort of feeling of a piece, something evocative of sort of mental thought processes. And next, a touching short story by first contributor Maggie Shaw.
In Drimmie Wood by Maggie Shaw. It was a dark time in my life. The one I loved was throwing me away like some unwanted pulped wood paper tissue, his heart of oak now rotting with dementia. I took the dogs he'd loved but hated now, and climbed the rain-soaked hill into the trees, the woods of old Drimmie on the edge of the ancient Aelith forest. We felt safer in the forest, safe from his threat to sort his problems with a 7-pound axe. The wind soughed through the branches of the trees around us, oak and ash and spruce, larch and pine and birch. The winding paths wove between them, and the dogs roamed free in the brush. I recalled him in his younger days, brought up in the timber trade in Fife, measuring the height of a tree by looking through his legs with his head at his feet, then pacing out the distance to the trunk, and measuring the girth with outstretched arms to calculate the cubic feet of usable timber. I remembered him showing me the secret sign to look for in the valuable bird sycamore and walnut, and lighting a fire with the shallow-rooted weed tree silver birch, and stripping ivy from all the trees that it would choke, for only the oak is strong enough to push back against the ivy and break its stranglehold. I heard again his tales of leading hewn timber down steep highland slopes, dragged by a shaggy-hoofed Clydesdale horse, and lifting the cabers onto the old army surplus wagon with a swingle tree put together from a pulley, some ropes, and 3 slender pine trunks. As I had reminisced, the dogs had led me through the trees on paths that had become streams into an unfamiliar part of the forest, neglected, choked with shrubs and bushes, when a shaft of unexpected light called me forward. I pushed through to a grassy clearing, gleaming in the brightness after the storm. There in the centre stood a majestic pine tree, ancient, magnificent in its spread. I measured its girth with my embrace, 3.5 full spans. How many centuries had it grown there in that hidden corner of the wood? I climbed into its broad, damp branches and sat among the needles and the twigs, feeling its strength recharging my own, perceiving how small and insignificant my own existence was beside its ancient majesty. That hour in the tree's embrace gave me a new perspective on my situation. Strengthened by that chance encounter, I called the dogs and returned home to the woodman, ready to face whatever storm may blow.
And thank you, Maggie, for that. It's nice to see a short story on ArtSwarm. Now we're going to continue our wood theme with a piece of music by Andrew Williams, which uses wooden sounding instruments. And now for my piece, I wanted to create a piece of music that was about growth. So I chose a thing, and then I made it sort of grow music. Now, a strange and surrealistic piece by Deborah Edgeley, which is a curious tale of two Pinocchios and an unusual transformation.
Save the trees. Silent giants, oxygen machines, lungs of Mother Nature, wilderness, wonderlands, coppice, copse or just a stand, thicket, timberland, parks for playing hide and seek, nature's vast expanse, a land of plants and trees galore, a place of peace and quiet. Not a place for corporate greed, poison water, acid rain, tarmac covered overcoat, air pollution, choking smoke, brought to you by business folk. Politicians cry false tears and pledge to save the sacred trees. Spending money made of paper, how ironic, let's save those trees.
And thank you, Stephen, for that poem. Now we're going to continue with a narrative painting by Jaynie Jones, which is quite a wide piece done on a continual piece of wood. And thank you to new contributor Tim Prevett for that amazing Woods video there. He did the music too. Tim's an expert on slow television, which is a Scandinavian sort of thing, all about ambient television. And we're going to end our woods-themed programme, or wood-themed programme, with an uplifting piece of music by Andrew Williams called The Life of Trees. The life of a tree. And that's the end of the show. Thanks for joining me. My name is Mark Sheeky, and well, you've just experienced wood ArtSwarm. If you'd like to make something for ArtSwarm, well, that would be fantastic. That's what the whole point of the programme is. Just go to marksheeky.com/artswarm.php, where you can see all the how to contribute things. Generally, anything goes really, but we want things that have not been shown anywhere before. There's also a Facebook ArtSwarm group which you can join, and it shows also other things like up-and-coming guides and that sort of thing. And also you can follow us on Twitter at ArtSwarmTV, which also lists the calls for work and also all the links to future and past programmes. The next programme's theme is curves, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a very interesting theme. Until then, goodbye and have a lovely week.